everyone. This is Elizabeth. Thank you for joining me on Watercolor Wednesday. Hello, Miss Pam. I just got to scooch some stuffaluffagus. We're going to put that there. And intro, outro. What am I looking for? Hands down. There we go. Adelaide, hello. Thanks for joining. Are you guys ready for Watercolor Wednesday? Today, our watercolor stuff is going to be gouache in the tube. Gouache in the tube. Hopefully it's not dried out. But we're going to go hands down. Do you see? Oh, don't look at that. Look, do you see what happened? Kiss nails, stiletto, not happy with. Not happy with. So I gotta redo all my nails. Any hoobins. But, so I was thinking strawberries. Strawberries on like ATC size, aka ACEOs, art cards, editions, and originals. I wrote it down. I was looking. So I'll have to trim these a little bit because these are a little bit bigger because they come from this guy, which is a 5x9, which is super fun because you can just get 3. But I need to cut them a little bit smaller. 2.5 by 3.5. So let's get those chopped up. Then we're going to play with how a strawberry should kind of look in our watercoloring gouache session. And then I've got a picture of a flower and a leafery. PJB Stampa is lurking today. Lurking, my friend. Okay, 2.5, 3.5. So we're going to take these down to 3.5. Which is right there. 3.5. And then 2.5. So tiny. It's so tiny. Look at how tiny that is. That would be really cute layered up like that. Maybe we'll do one like that. Maybe we'll paint this one and then leave this like a backer. But let's cut this one down in case we mess up. 2.5, 3.5. So we need 3.5 and then 2.5. Okay, so we've got our trading card size. It's kind of like a little baseball card size. Do not quote me on that, but I do know that you can get the baseball card collector things and set these in there. I don't know if they're the same size. I haven't seen a baseball card in eons. So there's that. Okay, so I got some new paint brushes. So we're gonna play with those. Look at how cute they are. We got the big Mambo Jombos, which will be fun to get a lot of color down super quick. But we probably won't need that since we're working on such a tiny surface. And then we have this little guy. Because this is a filbert. Hello, filbert. Filbert might help us with the flowers. However, the flowers are white. I don't know how we're going to do that, but we'll do it. Because we got some gouache, and this gouache says that our white is pretty opaque. Okay, so for gouache, all paint, they have levels of opaqueness, and today we're using the Arteza gouache. I'm looking. I don't know how to spell it. I had to look. The Arteza gouache. I need to take those off. I have a headache. I think my coffee was too strong. I think my coffee was way too strong. But it's good. It's good. I might have to do a half of the coffee strength the next time. That might be nice. So, artesic wash from tube. So, from the tube. Oh, thanks. Sorry. Thank you. Okay, sorry. I put it on manual. Okay, so I've had these forever. I was hoping, yeah, they're kind of like acrylics. They're a little bit thick, and it doesn't matter. Even if they dried out, you could gut this thing and rehydrate, because you can take gouache, okay, out of a wet state and turn it into a dry state. That's what these are. These are gouache, and I use them, but it doesn't look like I use them. They last forever. They last forever, especially if you're not doing artwork every day, all day. It's amazing. It lasts forever. We're gonna dust that off. But today I wanted to use the tubes. One of the things you'll have to look at when you're doing the paints and stuff. Yeah, I turned them off. There is, well, I turned off the ones that go over. The ones in the chat should still pop up. There is Scarlet Red, which has a square with half the square filled in, which means it's not opaque. It's a little bit transparent, whereas this one should cover things very nicely because it's nice and opaque. And then there are some that are straight up very transparent. So this pink, if we put it down, we're going to see the stuff underneath it a lot. So because I'm thinking I want to use this peachy red, but I'm going to mix it with a little bit of the scarlet red, maybe a little bit of the blush pink, make our own little color so it's a little bit more transparent. Or opaque. We have some greens for our leafery, and then I've got the white for the flower, because I'm hoping when we do the greenery we can just paint the white flowers over the top. We'll see. And then we also need a touch of yellow. We're gonna get yellow because we need yellow for the stamens. We'll see what kind of yellow we can make. So I got little Dollar Tree painter thingies. They don't have to be super clean. Maddie, hello, hello. Oh my goodness. I tell you, these have been sitting here for years, and I literally open them, squeeze them into here, and then close them up. And now I can't get it open. There we go. Whew. Well, that one's kind of gooky. That's fine. We'll squeeze it out till the gook stops and then get a nice swoosh right there. Nice swoosh. That one's not as dried as the black one, so that's going to be good. And then we're going to see about this one. Squeeze a little bit into there and then a little bit into there. That's like our little garbage pile. And yes, we can have a garbage pile because we haven't used these in eons. Oop, that one would have been fine. We're going to do that. We're going to make our own strawberry color. I think that's going to be pretty. So I'm going to use the back of my Oh, that's making a very nice color. Is that strawberry color? No, it's not strawberry. It's more like a raspberry color. Let's put more of that darker red in there. We're using scarlet red. Might be too much. We'll find out. We'll find out. Yeah, it was a very nice pink. But we want our strawberries a little bit more red, but not that red. So that's why we gotta tone it down. And ooh, I like that. That's a nice color for our strawberries. Okay, here we go. Oh, we gotta get a little cleaning rag. I'm gonna wipe that off on our cleaning rag. Okay, and then we got some water. So we're gonna practice our little strawberry. And in my picture that I looked at, look, it's everywhere. It's everywhere because I don't know what I'm doing half the time. It's okay though. These nails, I literally just wiped my hand with the towel and it went over and it just bent the bejeepers out of that one. Just bent it. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. Jean, hello, hello. How are you? So we're going to get our new little number 8. We're going to get some water. We're going to put a little bit of water down. And then we're going to take and put that down. Our little gouache. Oh, I like that. And we got that nice lightness in there. We do need a little bit that is darker. So we're gonna take a little chunk of this. We're gonna put it over there, and then we're going to. Oh, I really like that. Darken that up just a little bit. We're gonna take a little bit of green. We're gonna take a little bit of green to darken that up. Because green is the complement of red. And you want a green that, like, this is not the complement of this red. This green is more of a complement of a pink. But one of these two, I think, will complement that really nicely. We're gonna try this one. And we're just going to get a little bit out. Ugh. There we go. That's better. We're going to get... and we can use the green for other stuff too. For our leaferise. Leaferise. So we're going to take a little bit of this green and blend it into this red to darken it up. Oh, look at that. Look at that nummy darkness. Ooh, I know, right? Quit. If we could quit putting your fingers in it, that would be great. And then we're going to do these little strawberry seeds. We could have got our little bit smaller guy. That would have been a whole lot easier. And we're kind of using the side of the paintbrush. Yeah, I think we would have been better with a smaller one, but that's okay. Just don't push so heavy. If we do tiny taps, I think he's pretty cute. And then, oh, I like that. We're gonna get a mid shade. I'm gonna take some of this dark and put it in and get a lighter shade. Not as dark. And then we're gonna do like There we go. We're just going to put a little bit of this darkness on this side. Oh, that's nice. A little bit of water. A little bit of water. And then we need a little bit lighter. So we're going to find, we're going to add just a teeniest bit of white. And we're just going to mix it right here. And then we're going to just put in some highlights. Again, a little bit more water if you need it. We're going to give some little shiny sides to these seeds. Oh, I kind of like my strawberry. I think I like my strawberry. And I don't mind that some of my doodads are like all weird. I like... I don't like sticking my finger in it. And I don't know what's going on here. It's okay though. We got water. We'll wash it off. Okay, we've got it. We've got it. So then that's the strawberry. We've got these, we've got this green. We're going to put a little bit of that red in it to darken it a little bit. Because, no, we need, okay, so yeah, this green I think would be good. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, if you're going for realism, sure, make it perfect. But this girl ain't. We're going to put a little bit more red in there. I need a little bit darker. Do a little bit of shadowy bits. Oh, I like that. I like it. Ooh, look at that. Paintbrush is nice. Paintbrush is nice. Yeah, gouache is fun. You can use it like an acrylic where it's nice and thick. You can water it down to be more watercolor. I mean, it's pretty versatile, but it does not dry like that's dry, but if we add water to that, we can pull that color back out and cause it to do interesting things. So just know that. That's actually kind of cute. So it's like a watercolor. Some gouache does dry like acrylic though. My Arteza one, it does not. So you just kind of want to look into that if that's a thing that you need. If you want it to dry like acrylic, you gotta see what kind it is. This one is the movie kind. This one moves with the water. I don't know if it actually says what kind of gouache it is, but I'm pretty sure there's two types of gouache. One that dries like an acrylic and one that dries like a watercolor, and then you can move it along. But I like that. I like that little blendy. Oh, don't leave your brush soaking in the water. Don't do that. don't do that. So we're going to try some of the leaves. Okay. I'm kind of, it's like a 3-piece leaf, what I'm looking at. And it's pointy. It's got pointies. We know all about the pointies. So we're going to get some greens. Oh, I should have pooped that. Oh, man. We'll just mix that really good. We'll see. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And then we want a little bit of this limey green, I think. We're making our own color, you guys. Because we can do whatever we want. I don't know what it, I've never heard of that Gansey Townbee paint. Sorry. Mary's Crafty Creations. Hello, hello. You gave away or you have 12 tubes of those. We're going to use the back of our brush and we're going to mix these 3 colors. We're going to mix them really good because that oily pooped out. That's a lovely color, if I do say so myself. That's going to look good. But we do need a little bit of it in the darker family, so we're going to put it over here. And then, I know, watch this, you guys. We're going to clean this off a little bit more. Or not. Whatever's. Get that tucked in there, and then we're gonna take a little swipe of our red and we're gonna put it into our green. That was supposed to be little, but that was far from little. I need more green. You need more green than red. It's not a bad shadowy color. Looks like a dead plant though. Christopher, hello, hello. Sorry, I didn't scroll. Oh, you've been here a while. My bad. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. So let's see if we can get our leaf shaped down with the ugly color. A lot of zigzags for our leafy color, our leaf, right? Is that what we got going on? That's what I have going on. It kind of looks like that. But it's not that dark. We're not happy with that dark color at all. Do we like that better? I don't like that leaf either. Should we, I mean, we drew the strawberry first. Well, that's nice, though. That's nice. If we could utilize our brush to be the point. Well, that's better. Okay. I like that better. That's a nice color, though. I like that much better. That looks so much better. Empty, really, me paint? Surely you are joking. Mary Alice! Okay, so let's do another one so we can see if we're practicing good. We're gonna go... Oh, I like that. I like that. I like that. Let's say it again. I like that. So, I'm just using the point of the brush and pulling it in. That made it very spiky and neat. I like it. Kind of like a pineapple. Kind of like a pineapple. So we're going to do it again. We're going to see if we can do a couple that are similar in size. Then we color in the center and make it roundy. What does it do? It's got a couple smaller ones. I think that's gonna be our leaves. 8 years ago. Mine are like 4 or 5 years old. You might give them a squeeze. If they're squeezable, they're still usable. Don't you mean, oh, you like it? Don't you mean, oh, that's nice? Yeah, it does. It's, yeah. Okay, so I think we got the leaves. We got the leaves. We're going to do a little sample. We'll do it with the ugly brown. We're going to do a little bit of a sample here. How? Oh, I got paint at the end of the thingy. You guys, clean off your brush. It is not safe in my craft room. I'm just going to say that right now. You might walk away covered in gook. Just saying. That was a little bit too much, but I like the shape of that. And we can see how much faster we moved because we practiced this. Because we practiced a few times. We practiced a few times. Why? That word was hard. Yeah, because we always need the things. We see the things, we need the things. I saw the things. I said I needed the things. And I don't use them as often as I should. But we're using them. And I need to dry this. I need to dry this. See, I don't know how the white is going to sit over the top of this. But we're going to try and get some flour on there. We're going to try and see what the flour looks like on these. And I don't know if we'll use gouache for the flowers. know. Let's see what a little bit of gouache does. It might be too much, and that's fine. I know. I know. They keep bending at where the nail jettisons off, and so they keep bending there. And it's not like I do anything. Like, I was drying my hands and this one bent with the rag. Like, I wiped it like this and it snagged and it bent. I don't know. They're not. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to get a little bit of water on our brush. What the... I don't know what that was. We're going to get a little bit of water on our brush. We're going to get a little bit of this white. And then it is 5 roundy-ish petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look it. It's not going over everything. We might have to go over it. 1, 2. See, we got a little bit of green in there because we rubbed. 2, 4, 5. If we don't rub, we might be able to get it to pop a little bit more. And I got green in there. Because, yeah. So we just got to put it on a little bit thicker and get this green out of here. My bad. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. And then, look at how cute that is. Just 5 little blobs. But we used filbert. We used filbert. And we used roundies for the leaferys for that point. And then we used whatever we want in our strawberries. But again, we use roundies for the seeds. Because Roundy gave us some good seed texture by just putting down the side of it. So that's our practice. But we need to practice one that's tiny. We need to practice a tiny one. Because this is the size of our ACEO. So we need our pencil. Okay, we need our pencil, and then we need to erase our line on our good paper, because that was dumb. Okay, that's the size we want to work in. So we need to get that to here to there. So, what do? You use white full strength, no water. Well, I need to because it's thick. It's too thick. So I had to add a little bit of water to get it moving. But you can also put it on lightly and then stick your finger in the paint, wipe it off, and then do another layer. And this is soppy wet. Okay, so we're gonna have our strawberry come down off its little branch. We're gonna have the strawberry itself is like an egg. It's got the wider base and then it comes to a point. So you're going to put the top of the egg by the stem, and then you're going to make some C shapes and bring the bottom down. So there's our shape with our little thing there. And then your leafy bits on this are they're kind of roundy, and you can have a ton. You can have so many, because on a real strawberry, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There might be 10. There might be 10 of these on a real strawberry. And the real strawberry is kind of pointy. So you can go as pointy as you like, as mini as you like. And depending on where you're looking at your strawberry, I'm looking at this like side bottom up. So none of these are going to go over the top. If you're going to look more at the top of the strawberry, you're going to have your stem come out. And then these guys will be all around like so, okay? Your little pointy bits will be around like so. Your stem is going to cut through it. That actually is kind of cute. And then your strawberry, depending on how fat it is, will come out from underneath. Like so. And again, it's going to be wider at the top, skinnier at the bottom. And that's just dependent on how your strawberry is. That's actually not a bad strawberry, but this is the strawberry I'm doing. I'm doing one where we see most of the side and just a little bit of that. And I want a little flower, so I'm going to put the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want a little flower there, and I think another little flower here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be cut off the page. And then our leafery, we'll do like so. And then we'll figure those out there. But yeah. And then it will just be leafery. Greenery. We'll do a large bit of it green. The lighter green. Okay. So we're gonna, what are we gonna do? We're gonna wet the back area where we want the leafy bits that aren't your out of focus leafy bits. That's what we're putting down now, is the out of focus leafy bits. So I just put down a little bit of water to get this moving around. Get our out of focus leafy bits. And then they can be all sorts of shades of green out of the same green tube, because the sun might be hitting some of them might be in shadowy bits. So if you want a little bit darker in one area, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're giving the idea of leafy areas. That's not bad. That's not bad. My nose. Beachcomber, Nami! Hello, hello! Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and do an even lighter green. So we're just gonna water some of that green down and just kind of dab it where our flowers are going, so that when we paint our white over the top, it will actually be white. So we're gonna paint those little areas green. And plus, over there, it just kind of looks like they're see-through a little bit, but I don't know. I'm going to hit that with a little bit of heat. Okay, and then we're going to use the pointy part of our brush for our doodad. So we're going to... Oh my gosh, you guys. We're going to take and put our leaf like so. And then we're going to connect all those. That's going to be painted there. That's not bad. That's a darker leaf. And then we're going to have this guy. Oops. Okay, and then we're going to take some of that ugly dark green that we made, that ugly brown. We're going to add water because it dried out, but we don't mind because it's a gouache that you can reactivate. We're going to come over here and reactivate this and add some of this to it. And then we can draw our center line and then some of these lines. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Our center line and then those lines. Oh, that's nice. I like that. And then we're going to use some of that darkery color for our stem. Oh, that's nice too. And then we'll use, do we have a brighter green? Let's add a little bit of white. Let's add a little bit of white for these guys. And then we're gonna pull it down. Again, we can use the tip of our brush to make the tip of our, and then we can use some of the darker green. And there is a little bit of detail. Like so. Ooh, yeah! Look at that. Well, I don't really like that green. We'll have to adjust that a little bit. Maybe we like this green. There we go. That's better. That's better. We'll dry that, and I'm gonna just swoosh that in there to color that little spot in there. Okay, I like that. We're just adding a little bit of this there. Change that up. Okay, we got that. Bye, Miss Pam. Thank you for hanging out with us. Yes, I do believe Alyssa is Beachcomber Nami. But I like her name. Beachcomber Nami. Nom 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 nom. So that's why I say it the way I do. Okay, and then we're going to take our red. Our lovely red. Oh my goodness, look at that red. Right, oops. That wasn't dry. That's all right though. We're going to do that way. We're going to rinse that out, dry it out, and then pull that in so we have our highlight. Cause look at that. And then we're going to hydrate our dark red. Because remember, it dried out a little, and that's okay. We're going to hydrate it. We're going to roll our brush in it so we get a nice fine point. And we're going to dry this. We're going to dry this because if we don't dry it, we're not going to get solid specks. And we need solid specks. And we'll need to remember to dry it before we do the strawberry, because I had a little bit of a strawberry blowout. Okay, that's mostly dry. It's mostly dry. And so we're just going to take the teeniest tip and drop it down for our seeds. The less pressure you do, the tinier the seed. I feel like there's a hair that needs to come out. No, it is in there. So there's a hair that I need to shave off because it's too fuzzy. I got it. I got it. So we're going to come in, and the seeds on a strawberry, they're very random. So we're just going to put our seeds wherever we feel like. And some of them are round and some of them are more in this point. The point we have made, you guys, if you've seen what I just did with that, it was kind of funny. So we can just plop down our points. Little bit loose with the water would be better, I think. And if you have a hard time with the paintbrush, you can always get a lighter paintbrush or a smaller paintbrush. We're going to add a little bit of water to get this moving a little bit more. And then we're going to drop in our shadowy bit. But we're not going to rub too hard because we don't want our seeds to disappear. And if we need it a little bit darker, we can come grab some of that green. Oh, that's nice. And we're going to, that would be on a little bit of shadow there. A little bit of shadow there. Okay, and then we're going to come in with a tiniest bit of white. And we're going to highlight the other side of our little doodads. And then we're going to add a little bit more white in the center. Let that bleed together a little bit. Not bad. We have made another strawberry. I like it. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. So this is our practice page. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Because that's the whole point of Watercolor Wednesday. We practice, we try some stuff, we make notes, like make sure everything's dry, make sure it's dry. I do want to come in, where's the little guy? Oh, here you are. I'm going to try and come in with some of this greeny brownie color and see if I want to like trace out the outline. That's weird. The brown did not mix up very good. It's very chunky. I don't know. Do we want to trace this out? That might be interesting. Just trace it out with a nice ugly brown color. I kind of like it. Hello, Q, S, we'll call you Psy, S-Y, Psy. Hello. I don't do names very well. Watercolor Tuesday is on the Watercolor Tuesday. Oh my gosh. Watercolor Wednesday. Today, Watercolor Wednesday is on the second Wednesday of the month at 7 p.m. Eastern. We work in our little book, and these are some of the things that we have worked on, little trials. And then actually I should show this a little bit better. So we do a practice, and then we go over here and we use different watercolor type mediums. These were watercolors. It is a lot of fun. This one was following a photo, and then we made a card, practicing a tree. And all of these are still available on replay. Our friend Jana was with us, and we did, I love these jellies. And then Gotta Feed the Doggies. We did rainbow to do some eyeballs. That one, I really like that one too. We did that. I like this one too. I like them all. This one was from Watercolor Sticks, where you put the stick down and do that. And today we're doing Arteza gouache. So, and any day you come, I'll be happy to show how I do things. Show how I do things. But yeah, so this is what we're working on today. We just wanted to play with some strawberries. Let's practice our little white flowers again. So we're gonna get filbert. We're gonna get our gouache. We're gonna avoid the green speck in our gouache. We're gonna take it. That's a little too dry. We need to add just a little bit of water. I say a little, and then grab a ton. A little bit of water. And then we're going to do a plop and a pull. A plop and a pull. Oh my gosh, those are so good. Look at that. A plop and a pull. So you want to plop it and pull it into the center. And we don't want to, again, we don't want to brush it around. So if we need to go in a second time for our flowers, we will. We're going to do a plop and a pull. A plop and a pull. And we're plopping on the outside of the petal to pull it in. Plop and pull. Plop and pull. And we can even add texture because the water, the gouache will dry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah. Five little petals. 5 little petals. Do. We'll add more up on this too, because we can. There we go. And then when the white dries, we can bloop, 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 some yellow, which I haven't made yellow, but that stamens are fine. We just go bloop, bloop, bloop right in the middle, right? Bloop, bloop, bloop. And we might even use lunar paste for the center of our flowers because we like things like that. So when that dries, it will hold a little bit of that texture. I really am kind of thinking I want to do an outline. But we'll see. We'll see how our actual little cards go. Because this is now our idea. Let's make it so. Okay. Let's make it so. If you're a little up and coming artist, if you're an artist for eons, these are for anybody. If you don't really do the arty, you just want to play around, you can do these too. You can do these too. Anybody can do these. So I'm going to take my little trading card. It's 2.5 by 3.5. I'm going to put it on my little gripper mat. It's a kitchen gripping mat. Thank you, T. Not Afraid of Color, who sent this to me. It's fabulous. Okay. We're going to do what we did. We put down the green first, but not where our strawberry is. So we need to pencil our strawberry, and then we'll do everything green. So, I don't know what that was. We're going to draw our egg shape with the base of the egg at the top. And then it's going to come down and get skinny there. Or it could get super skinny. It could get super wide. Because, you know, there's some strawberries that are super thick. There's strawberries that have extra lumpins. You can draw your strawberry any way, which is really fabulous, right? Sometimes they'll be leaning up on another strawberry and cause indents and stuff. That is not very egg shapey that I want. I want to come down a little bit more. There's my strawberry, and then the stem is going to be 2 lines going that way. And then our little leafy bits are going to be, I'm going to have this one come down, I think. We're going to I'm going to take and give it a little bit of a different bottom than our last one. And then we're going to have a shadow side. So this is all going to be in shadow. We're going to have our bright area. And then that is our little strawberry. It's up a little higher than the other one. And that's okay. And then I think I want to put a flower here. So we're going to do a center, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's do another one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because we have it up so high, let's do another one. Let's do a bigger one right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do a cluster of flowers there. And then we're just going to mill in. You know what? We might not do the leafery as detailed, because we can do whatever we want. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to grab our bigger, let's grab our bigger brush because it's fun. Another roundy. And we're going to put our dirty water. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine, you guys. We're going to put our dirty water. Why is the water like so dirty? We're going to add some water. We're going to get some water in here. We're going to go right over the flowers because remember, we're going to go over the top of that with some white and it'll be fine. So we're going to come in with our different shades of green and get those in there. Oh, that's nice and Brady. We're going to plop those in. I don't want it too dark over that. A little bit more water. Hold on a sec. Okay, and then Not digging this one. But, you know, that happens. Maybe it'll look better when we get our strawberry on there. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And then our flowers will go there. And I feel like we need... Oh, that's nice. We're just going to plop on the color. We're not even going to deal with the leafy area because we can do whatever we want. We're going to get some of this green. We're just going to tap it on there. Look at us using up the green. That's nice. That's nice. And then our flowers will go there. The illusion of that. Let's dry that. That needs to be dried. Okay, and a lot of my techniques and whatnot I learned from other people. There's a lot of fun watercolor people that know way more than me. Rebel Unicorn and her friend Andrea, Andrea's. They're both on TikTok and Instagram. They do wonderful tutorials. Super fun watercolor tutorials. Don't soak it in the water, Elizabeth. I always want to leave my brushes in there. Yep, try it. Try it. You never know. So there's our squashy background. We might go and add more detailed because it wouldn't be hard. We'll draw our leaves later. But I gotta get this corner dried. I got it sopping wet, you guys. It's like this whole side is sopping wet. My bad. Next Wednesday is Scrapbook Wednesday. I don't know what we're going to scrapbook. I got to make myself a note to organize my photos a little bit. And then Wobbler Wednesday, the following Wednesday after that. And Pattern Paper Mondays, of course, are still on the go. Friday is Two Crafty Girls. Deborah and I will be crafty. And then Thursday at 3. I don't know what we're doing tomorrow. Anybody? Do we remember what tomorrow's Thursday is? Is it Throwback Thursday? It might be Throwback Thursday. Okay, I think we're dry. Gosh, I smell really good. What did I spray earlier? It smells nice. I smell nice. I wish there was smell-o-vision. Smell-o-vision. Okay, that's still damp. How do we know it's damp? It's cold. We've been just heating this. This is nice and warm, and this is cold and dampish. We can tell it's not dry. But we're going to paint our strawberry. And our gouache is pretty dry. But we don't mind, do we? We're just going to get some water and activate it up. Activate! And then we're going to get a little bit more water and pull that color. Oh my gosh, look at that. Just pull that color right around. Woo! Yeah! We're going to have that little guy, and then we're going to go like so. And then we're going to add a little bit more water to actually thin that out. And if we had to too much, we can go in with a cleaner brush and then pull some of that color off of there. The nice thing about watercolors is you can just dab. If you got too much color, you can dab it out. So now we have that nice, sorry. I know it's an ugly finger. I gotta get it fixed. And by gotta get it fixed means I gotta soak all these off and then do them again. But not with that brand. Not that brand again. Okay, and then we're gonna get our darker red that we made over here earlier. No. We'll fix that. We'll fix that in a minute. A flake of the paint flew off and it just stuck there because that was like rude, right? So this side is going to be a little bit darker. And you don't want to take your darkness all the way to the side or the bottom. Because you're going to have a little, it's round, it's reflective. So it's going to have that, right? And so we're going to add a little bit of darkness into the center there. And that is going to be there. And then we want a little bit more pink. So I'm going to pick up some of this white and grab some of this red and tone it down a little. And then we're going to put that right in there. And then we're going to hit that white on a more, there we go, sometimes. And then we're going to put our little brightness there. Oh, that's nice. Sometimes. Ooh, ooh, look at that strawberry. And we don't even have seeds in it yet. And it's not glorious. It's not glorious. It's not, yeah, we just do whatever. We just make it seem like it's fabulous. We're just faking it till we make it the way we want it. And we're going to make a little bit more of this dark color. A little bit of green in our red. A little bit more green in our red. And then I'm going to get the smaller paintbrush this time for our seeds. We're going to do the little guy. We're going to get our little guy rolled up in the dark color, especially at that tip. And then we're going to see how that works. Oh, we're supposed to dry. We're supposed to dry in between. You guys are so bad. Okay, so then we're going to do our little seeds, and we're just going to tip. Oh yeah, that's so much nicer. Just a little, make sure the tip has got a lot of color on it, and then you can press your little sedums in there. Our little seeds are so cute. And then we're going to give them a little shadowy. And then we're going to opposite. So like half the strawberry we're shadowing one side, and then the other half we're shadowing the other side. And that's probably not enough shadow. We need more shadow. More shadow! So we need some more green. And then we're going to get our light color and then go in and shadow the other side with a highlight. We're going to highlight the other side. Good night, Mary's Crafty Creations. Thanks for popping in today. So we're going to roll that in there, and then we're going to highlight and a brighter side. And then the opposite side. So, yeah. It's kind of tedious, but it's kind of necessary. And then I'm going to do a little bit of a extra highlight in there. It's not too bad, not too bad. Okay, and then we're gonna do our, let's see what we can do with our greenery. We're gonna activate all this back up. We need more green though, or maybe more white. I don't know. Let's add white in there and see what we get. Oh, we don't like that one. No. Let's try this. Let's add a little bit of this. That was an ugly color. Woo. These hold so much paint. These brushes, they're so nice. Okay. So I'm going to clean my brush because I don't want to accidentally get way too much paint down. So we're going to clean the brush and then we're going to just kind of roll the tip in there. Oh, this color is... How did we get it so similar to the other color? Like, it's a whole new color, but not. It's a whole new color, but it looks really similar to the last one. Can we add more white? Maybe that's what it needs. I don't know. It's not wanting to move around. We need you to move. That's not bad. Oh, we need our stem. There's our stem. It's not bad. It's not bad. Although, I don't know. I think maybe I should have done the background lighter. So next time we'll do it lighter. We'll do the background a little bit lighter. But for now, let's get some more white and we'll get our ploops on for that. We're going to activate this mess right here and see if we can't clean this red out. We're just going to activate it and then wipe. And then we're going to get some green in there just to soften that up. Nice thing about gouache, you make a boo-boo, you can clean it. I really like that over there. Let's see if we can do that over here. Can we add a little bit more of this? And then feather it out a little bit. Okay, that's better. I like that much better. Okay, yeah, that's better. That's better. And then we need that white. We need that white for our flowers. And then we're just going to plop it there. We don't need a ton. Well, maybe a little bit more than that. So we're going to do 3 of them. And we're going to find Filbert. Filbert. And we're going to add just a teeny bit of water to Filbert so we can get this paint moving. We're just going to put it on one side. And then we're going to plop it down and drag it to the center of our flower. So we're going to plop it down and drag it to the center. Grab some more paint, plop it down and drag it to the center. And Filbert is going to be the shape of the petal. Kind of missed where that one should be. We're gonna just expand that one a little bit. Okay, and then we're gonna pull to the center. You know this thing rotates, Elizabeth. That's why you have it on here, so you can just rotate. I originally had one right there. I think I'm going to put one right here. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I like that. I like that. Look at those cute little flowers. Oh, I know, right? Okay, so that's those. We're gonna clean Filbert and thank him for his duties. Thank you, Filbert. And then we're gonna dry that, and then, oops, I don't know, do we want to go around our strawberry with, because we did it in this one, we went around it with a little bit more, but see, that's nice and dry, and it's all textured-y. It's so fabulous. So fabulous. I think we should draw a couple of those, and then go around our leaves. But I need a darker green, so we'll have to mix that. We're going to let that dry. While that's drying, we'll work on our leaves. And then we'll get some gold stuff to put in there to make it shiny. Okay, so we need a dark color to do the thing. So we're going to take a little bit more of our red, put it in our green. Still, we want more green than red. It's not bad. Okay, and then we're going to thin it down so it moves easy. The runnier it is, the easier it is to outline. Okay. So we've cleaned our brush. We're going to roll it in the wet area that we created, the puddle. And then we're going to trace our image. Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. And if you have shaky hands, I find putting support somewhere. Cordelia, hello, hello. Put your support. Like, I'm using the table or the turny thingy for a lot of support. And then we're going to do our... Well, that would turn out not too bad. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. Do we go around the petals? I don't know. Let's find out. We're going to find out. Yeah. I like it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And then our centerpiece will be there. I'm so glad we outlined it. And we outlined it in a green, not a black. But I like it. There's our little strawberry. And then we just need our center. We need our center for our fleurs. Fleurs. Slippery when wet. Yeah. Yeah. That one might be too big. Hold on a sec. We'll get a smaller one. I'm just going to use the back of my paintbrush and do some tappities so it leaves a little bit of texture. Or not. There, and we put shiny things in. Shiny things. It's not bad. You could make it totally stand out more by tracing in a black, but I like the subtleness of it. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? And we can tell it's handmade and not perfect. We still have the outline shadow of the original flowers when I was like, no, we're going to move it over. It doesn't hurt it at all. It just is interesting, you know. Yay. We appreciate it. Thank you so much for stopping by. It is 8:30. We're going to do one more because it's cute. And then this I would put on there like a little Polaroid, or if you guys ever go to like a print shop, a gallery, like somebody making prints. I don't know if they still do it, but back in the day, you would hang your drawing on another piece and have a bigger area down here, kind of like a Polaroid. But they do that in art galleries, or they used to. I haven't been to an art gallery in forever, but I like the idea. So that's what we're going to do with that one, or this one. We're going to see. Let us go ahead and clean our board because we've got paint everywhere. And we don't want to accidentally activate it. Okay. And so that was using gouache right out of the container. So let's see if we can make a fun one out of in the watercolor format. Since we're here, we'll get these greens and these reds, and then we'll use white right out of the tube for the flowers. And I'm gonna hose the little paper down just a little bit. We're gonna get some of these greens right off. We're gonna mix them right out of the thing because we can do whatever we want. We're just gonna get some of these colors in there. I didn't leave room for a strawberry, you guys. My bad. You know, that color's really nice. Let's put more of you in there. We'll have to use the red rather than the tube too. It's fine though. There's that. Try not to get to the edge, or you can get to the edge. Whatever makes your heart happy. Let's go to the edge. We're gonna live off of the edge today. That's right. So there's our background. Let's dry it up. Dry it up. Dry it up. I'm going to dry that. Do that. Turn that over. Anna Marette! Hello, hello. Hello. How are you? We're using our gouache. We just did the background like a watercolor, but we forgot to leave room for the strawberry. It's alright though. I swear I didn't add that much water. I didn't, but apparently I did. It's almost dry, you guys. You don't have to use a ton of water. I used way too much. I used way too much, and it's okay. Let's do this one a little bit artsy-fartsy. Can we do a little bit artsy-fartsy? Let's see what painting right on the top of all of our green with the red will do. This one's 202. That's 201. 201 is half. What is 202? 202. So apparently 202 is very opaque. So we should be able to use 202 and go right over this green. Let's see. Let's see. Again, we left it sitting in the water. Don't do that. Don't leave it sitting in the wawa. Okay, so we're going to grab some of our luscious red right here. Oh, I don't want to look at you. Get off my screen. Ugh. What's going on here? What's going on? We clicked. We clicked? I don't know. How did that even click if we didn't click? Okay, so we've got our crimson red. We need to activate it a little bit more. And then we're going to do our little strawberry. Maybe we'll do our... Oh, wow, look at that. Look at that. That went over right nicely. That we don't even have to do it artsy fartsy. It could just be maybe a little bit artsy fartsy. We're gonna get our strawberry. That's gonna be our strawberry. Will it dry like that? We don't know. We're going to find out here real quick. We might have to do another layer. Gonna make it really dark. Really dark. But we might be okay with that. And then we're going to grab some of this white. And we're going to put a highlight in our center area. Look at that. Oh, isn't that nice? And then we're going to go in with this color. And we're going to come in here. And oh, look at that. Just let that do its magic. And then we need a dark area. So we're going to come in with a tiny bit of green. Maybe a little bit tiny more. And then we need green across the top for shadow. And we're going to bring that shadow down into there because we can. I like that. Then we need a green stem. And we need our leafy bits. let that bleed into there because we can do whatever we want. And then we're going to dry it. That actually looks like we kind of bit into the strawberry a little bit. I like it. It's a little too much water. Again, me in the water. But look at how nice that little stem turned out. Just being little quick, because we've done it a few times. We know kind of how it looks. Actually looks really nice. Our little strawberry. Trying to dry it all up. I can see it's still shiny right there. Definitely wet right there. And then we need to put little seeds on our strawberry. We'll do our seeds in a little bit of purple maybe. Because why not? Where's our tiny brush? What'd you guys do with the tiny brush? Where'd the tiny brush go? Okay. We're going to get a little bit of this purple. This purple, this dark purple. And we're just going to plop in some seeds. And then we're gonna dry those. Tars! Hello, hello! We're gonna dry our little seeds. And then we're gonna do like our other ones and do a highlight, low light. And some more stuff. More stuff over the stuffs. So we're going to do low lights on one side on half the strawberry, and then we're going to switch sides and do the low light on the other side on the other half the strawberry. Why? Because that's what it looks like to me. And like there's extra low light happening, so we'll come in with this and put in this interesting little low light, whatever you want to call it, a little bit of a shiny area. And then we're going to take our dark color, which is going to be a little bit of this and a little bit of the purple, and we're going to put, nope, that is, try that one. Oops. Come in. We'll darken that up. We'll use that like that. We'll put in another my bad. It's fine. We're just willy-nilly because we're doing artsy-fartsy. We can do whatever we want. And then we're going to go in with a little bit more white highlight. And then come in down this way. And then maybe a little bit that way. And this way. And highlight, 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 highlight. Oh, that's better. Aha, I like it. And then we're going to add just a little bit of detail to our leaf. We're just going to kind of willy-nilly some little bit of texture in there. Doesn't have to be anything spectacular. There we go. Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. I like it. Filbert! We need Filbert. We gotta call in Filbert to get on with, let's clean our white. Okay, and then we're gonna grab Filbert. We're gonna load him up on the white, and we're gonna do tap and drag, just like before. Tap and drag. Tap and drag. Tap and drag. And 5 little spots. Just like so. Get some more water. So, even if you like watercolors and you need a more opaque white, you can get yourself some gouache because you can use them together. Cordelia, thank you. Oh, you're so generous and sweet. I love being spoiled. And then we're going to just tap and drag, tap and drag, tap and drag. Tap. Oh, I like that. I like this one. I like this one. Do we do little yellowy center bits? Yes, we do. We do yellow century bits. Look at our cute little strawberry. Oh, that one's so cute. And it's not perfect. No use of being perfect. No. But we avoided black. We avoided black 100%. Black will dull down your colors. Okay? And it doesn't give as rich. Because if we'd have done these seeds in black instead of purple, it would have gave it a different look. Now, I'm not saying you can't use black. I'm just saying it's going to give you a different look. Like, on the camera, it looks really different than what it looks like in real life. It's really weird because this part right here is super dark. But, yeah. And it's just fun because you get all of this weird stuff because we let the colors run together a little bit. And, yeah. So, look at a picture of a strawberry. Sometimes the seeds are popped out. Sometimes the seeds are indented in. And you get these interesting looks with the light because the light hits the highs and the seed is down low, so it gives shadow. And it's really, really interesting. So Google yourself some strawberries on the vine or just strawberries and use them for inspo. Use them for inspo. And look at our 2 different strawberries. Look at how different they are. We did a lighter background, which I'm much happier with this background. It's lighter and brighter, but this nice rich background is nice too. So this is what we've done, you guys. We used Arteza. Now, we used our Arteza gouache. Years ago, when I first got these, I squirted them into these half pans, which I purchased off of Amazon. You can buy them. They're quarter pans, half pans. I don't know. They're the smally ones. And you get a bajillion of them. And you just squirt your gouache in there. And you let it dry. And then you throw some water on it. And you can make a picture. But before you close it up and put it away, you need to make sure it's dry. Okay, make sure these are dry because we don't want any mold or weirdness growing in there. If your if you're working with gouache like this, okay, you can leave it to dry. We can even mix this up and make a new color. This weird color. So we make a new color. This can dry. And next week, I can pull this, add some water, make sure it mixes really good, and then I can go on painting with this. That's a fun thing about gouache. If this was tube watercolor, you could do the same thing. Though some tube watercolors don't do so well. Stop. Sorry, my alarm was going off. I had to yell at it. Okay, but yeah, so there's our 2 strawberries. Let's get this out of the way because we gotta clean it. We gotta clean it. You go down into your home, and then we shall look at... Hey, quit. Okay, so our practice book, this is what we've done. We practiced the leaves so that we knew they were pointy, and we didn't even use leaves in this one. So if you don't like leaves, you don't have to use them. You can give the illusion of leaves. Okay? That's the fun thing about painting, is you can give the illusion of leaves. Or you can actually paint some leaves. And I did like the outlining of this one, and then our little sparkly bits. But what we're going to do is we're going to, just like our other ones, we put our finals in here. And if we need to make any notes, we can do that. Now, we're going to have to, like, really glue that guy down. If your watercolor paper is all gooky, not gooky, but like it's all bumpety, you can give it a very light misting. Okay, very light misting, and then you can put some weight on it. Okay, a lot of weight. Put some weight on it. And then let it dry. Let it dry like that. And in an hour or so, it'll be flat. Okay. But you got to make sure the front is dry. And then, oh, you know what we should have done? Is we should have sprayed them off so that the table wasn't wet. But, yeah, I don't think of everything. That actually is not very wet. I'm going to mist those off the table. There we go. So those are misted. See, that one's really wrinkling back up. So then we're going to put our heavy stuff, like a book, whatever, right on there and leave it to dry. And then those will flatten out. And when those flatten out, I'll put them in my book. But I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me and practicing strawberries. Yeah. I think I did a really good job on the first one. I mean, the first strawberry, look at that. Sometimes the first one's the best ones. Sometimes. And I like this. The little shady bit that we pulled out. I had fun. I want to thank you, and we will see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, which is, what is tomorrow? Throwback Thursday. Yes, so tomorrow is Throwback Thursday, where I go into my archive of photos of stuff I've made in the past, and then make it again for the future. Aw, thank you, Cordelia. I'm glad you were here for a bit, too. We had fun with the strawberries. I think. I don't know. I had fun with the strawberries. But, yeah. And learning all about the stuff. The gouache. The gouache. And again, my artisan gouache might be different from your gouache. There are gouaches out there that come in weird little pans of gooiness. So there is all of that. Craft by Jay. Aw. Yeah. You've been busy, sir. We've missed you. The last, 2 Sundays? I'm like, where's Jay? Jay's not even there. My alarm's going off. And there's no Jay. But we hope you enjoyed the sun and all the fun stuff that you were doing. But yeah, we did strawberries. Here, I'll show. Because I can flatten these out later. Oh no, look. They're already flat-ish. Look at how flat that got. I mean, it's still damp, which means if I leave them to air dry, they'll get a little wrinkle. But that's all right. These are what we worked on today. And then these guys, when I get them flat, I'm going to put this one. This one? No. I'm going to put this guy on this. Like a little art piece. A little art piece. And family, yeah! Well, Arteza does white label. What? Arteza does white label? What does that mean? White label. Okay, but yeah, so that one's going to get glued on there, but you can see it's kind of starting to wrinkle again because I took the pressure off before it was dry. So just spritz them and leave them to dry. Yeah, Jay, you slacker. We don't mind, though. We don't mind because you're out having a good time. But I want to thank you guys. We'll have to work on these. Just see you tomorrow. Thank you, Adelaide. I really like these little... These were the easiest flowers. I'm just saying. So easy. So easy. I like them. Tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, right here. Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, they don't manufacture their own stuff. I don't even think they're manufacturing hardly or bringing in anything anyways. Like, every time I go to look at their markers... I just can't. They're not. So I'm going to switch out my Artezas for Ohuhus as they dry out. And that's not going to be anytime soon. But yeah. But I've had these for eons. I've had all the things for eons, right? All the things. But they're a lot of fun in any format. Using them right out of the tube or... getting some pans and squirting some in there because we were able to do right out of the hard state to make these light little flowers, and we can go over them again. Oh, we didn't do centers. Oh, never mind. We didn't do centers for this one, but that's okay because that's our practice one. So we will see you next, Scott. We will see we will see you guys next time right here on the channel. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful, crafty rest of your day. And we're going to... I need to flatten these. I'm trying to tape them in. Let's flatten them. I need my stuff. Until next time. Bye-bye. Too many markers? I don't know about that. I could use a few more. Bye-bye.
Just me.